and welcome to my office. I'm your instructor for MDS 4201, the Multidisciplinary Capstone course. My name is Dr. Abigail Pfiester, and I'm so excited to get to know you all very shortly. This is an introduction video, and I'm going to do three things in this video. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about myself. I'm going to give you a big overview of the course, and I've got the syllabus and course schedule here to go over with you. And then third, I'm going to give you a sample of the introduction video, which is only 1 minute to 3 minutes long, that I want you to post, and that's your first week's assignment. So a little bit about me. Again, my name is Dr. Abigail Pfiester. I've been at Concordia for over 10 years now. I am the department chair for the communication department as well as the program chair for the multidisciplinary major. And I love the multidisciplinary major. I was something akin to that, and when I did my undergraduate degree at Baylor University, at Baylor they called it a University Scholars Program, and we had 5 areas to pick, whereas here at Concordia we call it a multidisciplinary and you have 2 areas to pick. But I understood the value of having a variety and not just being a master of one area, but really being a jack of all trades, or at least a master of more than one area. And my goal for you for this course is to really realize what a benefit it is that you have chosen to be a multidisciplinary major, and you just now need to work on the verbiage of how to translate that into a very powerful resume, cover letter, and interview, because you've got a lot going for you with being a multidisciplinary major with multiple areas of academic passion. Other things to know about me is I am originally from Texas. I spent a lot of time living in other parts of the world, but came back, and I've got 3 little boys and 2 crazy dogs and a husband, and when we're not working or at school, we like to do everything outside with my little boys and my dogs. We do lots of camping, hiking, traveling, anything we can do outside. And it's a really fun time for us at this stage of life when I'm not outside with them. I love gourmet cooking, hosting dinner parties. I'm a part of a wine club where we really specialize in wine food pairing. And I do a lot of running also to make sure I can still enjoy my gourmet food and wine pairings. So that's a little bit about me. You'll get to know more throughout the course as I post more videos, but I just wanted to build a sense of community so you know when you send your emails who you're talking to. It's me. A little bit about the course. So I think that online courses can be wonderful because of the flexibility, but you've got to manage your time. Having taught online courses for years now, it is the #1 predictor of who will do well and who will not, is who manages their time and understands this is 8 weeks and you've got to know exactly what is due when. So I encourage you, the very first link you should see in our Blackboard site is our syllabus. Familiarize yourself with the course policies, specifically the assignments as it walks it through every single week, every single due date. And to make that really easy for you, I've put it on a 1-page summary Excel chart. So you can print this out. This is the course schedule. Every week, every due date, every assignment for the next 8 weeks is plotted out here. But here's the big picture. We are going to have roughly 2 assignments due every week. Mondays, you have a smaller assignment, and it's watching a TED Talk that's relevant to vocation, career-life balance, choosing one's passion. They're interesting. They're good TED Talks. And then you will you will respond to 2 questions that I posted directly to me. So it's a smaller assignment to get you thinking about the bigger picture of what the heck am I going to do when I graduate from Concordia and get a job. That's what's due on Mondays. And when I say due on Mondays, every assignment is due by midnight of the day it's due, and that's Central Standard Time. So you can do it anytime up till 11:59, and it's not late, but by 12 o'clock it's late. And as a reminder, in the syllabus is my late policy, which says you can submit any assignment up to 3 days late, but for a 15-point percentage deduction every single day. So it's huge not to turn stuff in late. That's one of the big rules of online classes. Do it on time. So Mondays, TED Talks, most Mondays, not every one, but 6 of the 8. The other thing is, if you note, every Thursday are your larger assignments. And the larger assignments are, for the most part, presented forum style, which means everyone in your class can view them. Not every one of them, but most of them are. So for example, the very first assignment you should be working on is your introduction video. It is due this Thursday, and I'm going to give you a sample of that here in just a second. Next week, you'll have your first TED Talk due on Monday by midnight, and then you'll do your LinkedIn profiles, which we'll do by Thursday at midnight again. Then we'll all look at each other's LinkedIn profiles and do critiques. You'll all do a career presentation where you'll video yourself like this, upload it about particular topics. We then do cover letters and resumes, and then you're going to do a very long interview video where you're going to video yourself in a hypothetical interview system process, and we'll talk about that. And then your very last assignment is where you reflect, you go back and watch yourself and other people's materials and write a final reflection paper. So all of the due dates are very clearly marked. Mondays are small assignments, Thursday are large assignments, everything's due by midnight. And that's the goal of the course, is that you will leave doing the things that you should be doing anyway to get a good job. You should be crafting a wonderful resume. You should be knowing exactly what is appropriate in a cover letter and what is the proper formatting. You should be practicing your interview questions. You should be familiarizing yourself with all of your portfolio material you've been collecting throughout your college career, and what are some strong pieces of work that you can show potential employers. You should be creating a social media profile, because whether you like social media or not, LinkedIn is the #1 social media employer site that people go to. So I want you to treat this course as a practical course where you should be doing assignments anyway. One thing to note, I do not have any required reading assignments. All of the reading from the textbook is optional, and it's put into extra credit assignments. So there are 2 extra credit assignments. If you feel you want to get ahead, if you feel your grade is lagging, you've got 2 options to improve it. It's due in week 4 and a second one due in week 7, outlined on the course syllabus, the course schedule. And that's where you go into the book and do the readings and respond to the questions that are posed. So I changed it up this semester to make the book readings optional, because a lot of the other assignments there's a lot going on for a 2-hour course, and they're very practical based. I do enjoy the book, but it's not as critical to the success of the course as perhaps you're used to in other classes. This is a very practical course to get you ready for the real world. I've told you about myself. I just gave you an overview of the course. The last thing is I wrote down the introduction video, which should be 1 to 3 minutes. You need to respond to 5 questions. But before I do that, here's what I want you to make sure. Have good audio. If I can't hear you, that's bad. Have good lighting. If I can't see you, it's dark. There's some weird fan causing shadows. If maybe it's fuzzy, that's bad. Have good audio, have good lighting, and stand. I do not want you sitting and showing me just your face for your introduction video. The reason is I want you to get comfortable standing and presenting. You're going to be doing this for your career presentation in a few weeks, so this is sort of your warms up of what that's going to be like. So find a good place, do a recording, and then upload it to YouTube. The reason is our Blackboard site has a limited amount of memory it can hold, and your files are just going to be too big, and you will get very frustrated because it will give you the little spiral of death on uploading, and it will take forever. YouTube has a much larger capacity. I'm going to do the same with this video. Upload it to YouTube and then just cut and paste the web address. That's what I want you to do. Stand, have good lighting, upload to YouTube, and then answer these 5 questions. First, what is your name? And when I say name, what do you want me to call you in the class? What do you want your peers to call you? So I'm Dr. Abigail Pfiester. You can call me Dr. Pfiester. I usually sign off as Dr. P. It's just a little easier. Second question, what year are you at Concordia? Or when do you expect to graduate? You should be, by virtue of taking this class, you should be at your tail end of your career. We offer this multidisciplinary capstone course every fall and spring semester, so you should be taking it in your last fall or spring semester, maybe graduating this summer. For me, I'm not a multidisciplinary major, but I told you my undergrad Baylor degree was similar, and I graduated a few years ago, and I've been at Concordia now for over 10 years. Question number 3. Presuming you are a multidisciplinary major, I want to know, what are your 2 academic blocks? So maybe your business and psychology, maybe your biology and music. I want to know what those are. My 5 blocks when I was a university scholar at Baylor were communication, sign language, Spanish, English, and theater. I think I'd forget. I actually started as a theater major and switched to multidisciplinary Baylor style. That was question 3. Question number 4. I want to know 3 interesting things about you. Anything that you think would be fun for us to hear about. So 3 interesting things about me. I'm a twin. I have a twin brother. We're still great buddies. Always have lived together, been great friends. He lives nearby me. Second, I have several dogs, as I mentioned earlier, but one of them is a special needs dog. She is a 14-year-old miniature dachshund, which isn't particularly interesting, except that she's been paralyzed for over 9 years and has a wheelchair. And everywhere she goes in a wheelchair, I feel a little bit like a celebrity mom, because you can't get anywhere without someone stopping you and oohing over your darling little paralyzed dog. And a third interesting fact about me is that I have lived in Australia for a good amount of time. I've lived in Mexico, and most recently, before moving back to Texas, I lived in Hawaii for 3 years. So I like to get out and live in other places. And then the fifth and final question is, I want you to think about this. This is prepping you for the nature of the course, what is your dream job, and why should that person hire you? So think about, tell me, what is your dream job? What do you want to be in 5, 10 years? What's that job? And then why should that company hire you? Well, lucky for me, I'm at my dream job. I'm at Concordia, and this question was asked of me 11 years ago when I started, and they said, why should I hire you? And I have to be candid. There are a lot of people with PhDs. There are a lot of people, therefore, who have a lot of subject matter expertise. I'm not the only one who knows a thing or two about communication. So I had to say, I don't really think those are my unique traits, but I will tell you what I believe is my unique trait: enthusiasm. I am just naturally designed to have a lot of energy, and I never drink coffee, and I don't have caffeine because it would send my body into overdrive. But I can wake up and be peppy and enthusiastic. I can handle long classes, early morning classes. I can take a boring topic and get students engaged. I enjoy teaching so much. I have fun in front of the classroom. I believe it translates to my students. And I think that's the one reason people should hire me, is because it's fun to be around people who are enthusiastic and love what they do, and I definitely have that going for me. So I want to hear your answer. I want you to begin to think about how to turn your college career into something persuasive for what makes you an outstanding candidate for your dream job. That's the sample of the introduction video. I look forward to watching yours, which we'll do Thursday by midnight. Thanks.